What? Okay, yeah, that's what we're gonna do. This is the format. It's gonna be Jubilee style. I'm gonna be interrogating everyone one by one.
Okay. Give just like 38 seconds about why state slate matters, why it's cool for Zoran, why it's been our strategy, and then start going through.
Let's do it. Well, I was going to ask that question. Yes. What am I doing here? I mean, what
your lines,
what the hell's going on?
Where's the teleprompter?
Yeah. So
on the sides, just
okay. So let's start from the beginning. For those of for the people that are tuning in. What is the Democratic Socialists of America? What's the mission? I'm not even joking. So you start
Day one.
Yeah. Start as start with like all of that.
I mean, Democratic Socialists of America has been around for a while, since the 80s, but like really took off after Bernie Sanders ran. And people joined who believed in his platform of empowering working people, of fighting against corporate elites, fighting against the 1%, justice on the international stage, justice for working people, all that stuff. And we're a membership-based organization. We have actually nationally just hit over 100,000 members, first time in DSA history, and I think like a milestone in the history of the American left as a whole. And NYC DSA, where we are in New York City right now, is the biggest chapter in the whole country. We are almost at 14,000 members just in NYC alone.
Mm-hmm.
Which is
what are some of the things that the Democratic Socialists of America, specifically in New York, do?
So we fight on the streets for things that matter. We get out there to fight against ICE occupation. We get there. Yeah, exactly. Well,
Okay.
protests.
Okay.
Talk to our compliance people. We got to be careful.
Yeah. Okay.
We stand up for what's right, in the streets, in our workplaces, support union organizing. There's a big nurses strike in New York. We send people out to support the nurses. We do stuff. We fight for legislation to tax the rich, which you're going to hear a lot about today. Legislation to keep people in their homes and expand tenant rights radically in New York State, to build social housing, to actually do something about climate change, unlike do-nothing Democrats. All that kind of stuff. And we elect people, which is maybe where we've made kind of our biggest splashes, obviously most prominent, well, maybe starting with AOC 2018, a campaign we were involved in, all the way to Zoran Mamdani 2025, which is
all right.
Pretty cool.
I know those people. That's cool. So you elect candidates, you push for legislation. You push for legislation both at the local level, but you also push for legislation at the national level as well, to the best of your ability, right? But is there a difference between a candidate that is endorsed versus a candidate that comes from the DSA?
I think over the years, we really have worked to develop candidates who have experience. Like, we look for candidates with movement experience, generally. People who have led, who aren't just like, boy, I really think I'd be a great politician. I've dreamed of being president since I was 5 years old. But people who are like, who have come from the movement, who have had leadership positions, who have led masses of people to change the world in some way. And DSA as a movement organization is one of those key things. And we know people who've had, who've come up through the organization, who've been leaderships in campaigns, who've been leaderships on leadership in the organization, have a commitment to our core ideals. They think of themselves as part of a collective project rather than just a rando individual who would make a great politician. And that, I think, we need a lot more of that. In the United States, our system is so fucking centered on individuals, on these candidates, on, they're beautiful, lovely people, they are charismatic, whatever, rather than thinking of like, how do we empower thousands, millions of people to take their own destinies into their own hands?
Let's say I've heard about socialism for the first time, but I feel like it's a boogeyman. I've heard that it means like bread lines and the USSR, and I don't think it's cool. I'm scared of the USSR because some people think it's cool. Not me, of course. I don't know. Maybe. I'm curious about what it is. What do you recommend? Can I join the DSA? Can I go to the meetings? Are the meetings always held in a secret, undisclosed location like this one? Or are there places that I could go and join?
Yeah, please do check it out. dsausa.org/join. check out Socialists.nyc, New York City DSA's website, and it's super easy to join. We ask everybody chip in, you pay some dues, it can be as low as $5 a month, less than a cup of coffee, and really less than a cup of coffee, that's depressing.
Yeah.
But
the cup of coffee's gone up a lot. The price of it. It's massive inflation crisis. Okay, let's say I am I've read a lot of theory, and I'm a Maoist third worldist, coming from the peasant class in Iowa, which also I hear is Xi Jinping's favorite state in the New York City, in the entire United States of America. That's real, by the way. Look it up. Can I still join DSA, or are they counter-revolutionary and therefore a revisionist party that is simply cutting the revolutionary potential of the American vanguard?
I think, it's funny, I think a lot of us who joined around Bernie time maybe had views like that, and one of the things for me that was so important was seeing these huge electoral efforts, these mass movement efforts that the left has done, have not, as some ideologies would predict, shrunk the movement, made it, pushed it into normal channels, but actually have massively expanded the movement over the last years. So I think there's a lot of agreement.
Do I have a caucus for annoying people?
There are many caucuses.
I heard that there are caucuses within the DSA structure. What is a caucus? Let's start there.
So basically, a caucus is a group of people who are aligned around kind of an ideology, like maybe the one you described, or a particular way of thinking about the world, and they organize together in DSA to shape it, to
Mao's third world is
policies.
Gonzalo thought.
Yeah. There used to be a dolphin-related caucus in New York City. I'm trying to remember what it was called. It was Posadists. Yes,
Posadists. Nuclear
about space dolphins.
Okay, well, I'm a Posadist as well, so that's good. It's good to know. I am in favor of nuclear proliferation for all countries, except for Lithuania, but that's a totally separate thing.
But I think if I can just
you
say,
can even be a Posadist.
Yeah, I think what's important in DSA, a big thing is a lot of the left, it's been for a long time, you have to agree on what utopia looks like 300 years from now to be in my club, and that's why there's only 2 people in my club. DSA is really focused on, do you agree how we build power over the next 5-10 years? And we might have a lot of disagreements about what 200 years look like, but 5-10 years, we're gonna do elections, we're gonna fight in the state, we're gonna do mobilizations, fight outside the state, fight in our workplaces. If you agree with that, you should be joining DSA.
Okay, cool. All right, so let's get to why we're here today. Okay, I'm convinced this DSA stuff seems pretty good.
Welcome, Hasan.
Yeah, even though like I said, when you sold me on the DSA stuff, when you said you can be a Posadist and still have a caucus, specifically around dolphins and nuclear arms for all. But we're here to meet what is known as the DSA slate. What is the DSA slate?
So, as I was saying, we do stuff collectively here, and it's not about any individual alone. And this guy is Zoran Mamdani, who everybody everywhere in the world knows. Yeah, who is that guy?
Who is that guy?
He came out of a collective thing. In 2020, he ran with 3 other socialists.
What caucus was he a part of?
He wasn't in a caucus.
Wow.
Yeah. Smart guy, honestly.
I can't map out his ideological tendencies, so I can't trust him. Anyway.
And all the caucuses thought that he was in their caucus, so he was good at that. Yeah.
Yeah, no wonder he actually won the race. That's very good politicking. Okay.
But yeah, so he was part of a slate that ran for state government in New York State. The state government in most states in the country has an immense amount of power that affects working class people's lives. They're usually the ones with the taxation power. They're the ones with the housing policy power. They're the ones who do energy policy. They're so many key things that affect ordinary New Yorkers are formed in the state capitals, not actually in your own city government. So Zoran and many others went to Albany to change that and to fight to tax the rich, to fight for massive tenant reforms, to fight for public renewables, to fight for immigration rights on the state level. Especially important too when you have a batshit reactionary administration on a federal level, here's a place you can do stuff. So, Zoran did that, and now he needs allies in the state government to push his agenda to make sure we can raise taxes on the rich, do childcare, etc. So a whole bunch of people, amazing human beings, have stepped up to, do that and to run against most of the time shitty corporate nonsense Democrats who are not doing their job, and to fight the power.
All right, well, on that note, let's bring him in.
Let's do it.
A speed round of the DSA slate.
Thanks, Hasan.
Oh, it's on this side. Okay. We can do the whole group. I don't know how we're gonna do that. Will you just like get behind me? Is that what you? Normally I just get up and
family
walk.
photo.
To us, we all say hi, then make it go.
I can't pan.
Yeah. Get over here at the kitchen side so we can maybe pan to you guys like this, right? And then this is fine, right?
Yeah, this is fine.
Okay. What is that link? You're posting. You're putting up a link. Okay, so.
What up, chat?
Okay, so who are you guys? Every single one of you, get in here.
Get on in here, friends.
Yeah. Who are you guys?
We're still coming up with a tagline right now. So we're the tax the rich 10 perhaps, but we are committed to doing that, but we do not have an official name yet.
Okay.
Chat, maybe you want to vote on it.
All right. Oh, no. They will come up with a disastrous names. It will be horrible. Okay. But what I mean is like, who are you guys? You're the DSA slate. What are you doing here? And I'll obviously get to learn about you one by one in a second, but just broadly.
We're running the change New York.
Candidates for Assembly and Congress.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're not everyone, but mostly running against establishment Democrats and trying to put more socialists in office in Albany.
Okay. And why is that important?
Well,
can't establishment Democrats also play ball with Zohran Mamdani's agenda?
No, we've seen that already.
Yeah. We tried that.
Yeah. We're here because of failure.
We're in this moment because establishment has done nothing and has actually brought us to this moment. And so, for all of us, I think it's about making sure that we're putting forth a politic that actually resonates with people, and we know that will actually win the things that people want, need, and deserve. So,
okay. Mm-hmm. How many state assembly seats are there in New York?
Oh, New York.
Total.
150.
Yeah.
115. Okay.
150.
Or 150. Wow, that's a lot of state assembly seats.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have 8 so far, and then if you add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 plus 8.
Okay. Perfect. 14.
Chat, let us know your math.
More like ideas, people.
As far as like being able to develop a caucus, like I'm sure there's still like people who are not officially a part of the DSA slate that are still sympathetic figures within the state assembly structure, right?
There's some progressives, but they still don't measure up to like what DSA is offering. But we're happy to have them as allies.
Yeah, but it's good to have at least a total of what would you say 14 total? 14 total DSA slate official endorsed DSA candidates or DSA state assembly members means that you will have a lot more bargaining power and that you can all get together and move in a certain direction. And then hopefully be able to command the rest of the state assembly members to a certain degree, or at least caucus alongside them to get on board with certain initiatives like taxing the rich.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I think a lot of those corporate Democrats that you're talking about go whichever way the wind is blowing.
Yeah.
And so our job is to dictate which way the wind blows.
Yeah.
So those folks in the middle move in that direction.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I always say this, but they are regime defenders. They are loyalists to whatever the Democratic Party is saying, whatever the output is, and therefore, I mean, they're some of the they're bigger Zoran supporters than me now. They yell at me if I have a disagreement with Zoran. I'm like, I don't know if this is.
Don't talk about our brother like that.
No, I have like 50 like Chuck Schumer Stan account placeholders in my replies, being like, "Fuck you, you betrayed the revolutionary cause," and I'm like, okay. I didn't realize it was like that. So yes, you're right. I do think that there is a lot of opportunity to not only push New York state politics in a positive direction, but also a lot of opportunity where I think you will see other progressive adjacent or even surprisingly like establishment figures come on board, because they also want to first and foremost maintain their seats. And when there is this this base of support that is demanding more and more, and they get to see success in action, hopefully with not only Zoran but with all of you. They go, people that go out and vote for their assembly members go, why can't mine do this? Like, wait a minute, mine didn't actually vote for this. So this time it's 16, next time it could be 50 or even a larger number.
When Zoran's seat was vacated, our comrade and friend Diana just got elected last week. And oh, you met, of course.
Yeah.
And so there were 7 when Zoran vacated, and there were 7 of us, and now there's the potential to increase by 100% the number of socialists in office we have. So if you just imagine what kind of message it would send to the rest of the state and the rest of the world, really, if we increase the number of socialists in office in New York by 100% in just 1 year. Like, think about how amazing that would be.
Hell yeah. All right, well, let's do it one by one, right? Is that how we're going to do it now?
Let's get into it.
Okay, I'm going to sit down. You guys come in, and you'll introduce yourselves.
Okay. All right, so I guess I'll join.
Sorry if there's an ethereal voice from off camera. I just want to remind the candidates that we have a
Yes.
handy link where you can donate to all the candidates in one easy click. So if you want to...
bit.ly/NYDSA26. Yeah. Wait, what does it say on the
It goes to an
top?
act blue.
Does it say caps up top?
Oh yeah, like
Yeah, all caps, NYDSA 26.
Thank you. You've covered all your bases.
said cops.
Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah.
No cops, all caps.
All right. What's up, man? All right. What's your name?
Ian Huntley.
Okay, Ian Huntley. So
Yes.
you're what are we doing here today?
I am a candidate for Assembly District 56 in beautiful Bed-Stuy and Crown Heights. Shout out to Brooklyn.
Cool. So how did you walk me through your process? Like, how did you encounter socialism?
I'm a millennial. I'm 41 years old. I've experienced a lot of disappointment like many people have. And in 2016, a lot of the things that I was carrying as personal failings, I realized were structural failings and part of a system that was rigged against us. And part of what helped me to realize that was, a little known man from Vermont called Bernie Sanders. And that was really what opened my eyes to DSA, but it was AOC's win and also Julio Salazar's win that in New York that really was what brought me to DSA.
Mm-hmm. Okay, socialism, but you have drip. What's that about?
I'm glad you appreciate that.
You're wearing the Jock Moose Nike collab, and I feel like that everyone keeps saying that's unacceptable.
Oh, hell no. If you check out my my personal account, I work in fashion. I was a fashion designer before.
Oh, that's doubly unethical. Okay.
Yeah, hey, but I'm on the right side of things. I'm using the master's tools to deconstruct that. And in fact, fashion is so much a part of what I do that we've got these great, also anime. I'm also a huge anime and manga fan.
That's triply bad.
Okay, so we've got these great shirts, the Huntley x Huntley shirts that is available for anyone that signs up to canvas for us. And you can rep
Like Hunter.
Huntley
That's
x Huntley, yeah, bro. And these are, look at this. These are very special kind of merch. We're trying to make sure that the merch game is never the same. And we tried to do that with the last campaign, 2024. I'm actually returning as a candidate, and this is the continued efforts.
Okay.
oh yeah.
Oh yeah, one's for you.
Oh wow.
Well,
okay,
you have to
thank
decide
you.
I don't know what size will work for you, but
What
I think
size do you have?
We got large. Oh, maybe an extra large.
Yeah, extra large.
Yeah, I
for
was gonna
sure.
say, yeah. You're a proletariat, so you gotta.
Well, this is a large. You give me a large one.
We'll just give you a placeholder.
Okay, I'll wear a large one. It'll be slutty, but
There we go. I'm all about slutty vibes too.
yeah. Okay, so drip is important, is what
Oh
you're
yeah,
saying.
I think
I thought socialism was about being like the most antisocial person you can be, and being as off-putting as possible. Because that's the only way that you can show people how moral you are.
I think that leading
Giving
a good
me mixed signals.
Oh, it honestly, I feel like that socialism has been going under a rebranding in some ways with Zoran and the excitement that showed. And I think that people want, they're inspired and love when their politicians look fly in some ways. They love the relatability. They don't want the same old. And I think that also putting forward an image of a good life that is also about a good politics, but also visually good, is also like a great message.
It kind of feels like you're telling me it's not about, being appealing or unappealing, but more so about what you do, what your goals are, what you're trying to accomplish in terms of like organizing, in terms of running and securing power, rather than aesthetic appeals one way or another.
It is, but I do think the aesthetics are important. And when you think about the Black Panthers, you cannot disentangle the iconography. Yes, and I'm very much inspired by that, not only in the political aesthetics of how they operated, but also in their visual aesthetics.
Okay, how many people do you think were like, oh man, this Cuba stuff, I'm a little worried. They're like communist, I think that's scary. Khrushchev might have put nukes there. But also Che Guevara looks like he fucks.
Yes.
And I think I'm on board with that as a movement. And Fidel Castro too.
I mean, there is something to be said about that. I think about the way that the love for Kennedy and other politicians and even Obama, there's something to be said about charismatic and strong visuals. And I think every political movement that has had like strong visual imagery has also been a successful movement.
Yeah, Marxist Leninist clavicular socialism. Yeah. You always have to stay mogging your opponent.
100%.
Who's your opponent?
Oh, I'm mogging her. So there's
hell yeah.
She's a do nothing dem, someone that.
Let me look her up real quick.
Someone that,
What's your
Stephanie Zinnerman, Assembly District 56. This is a situation where we have someone who's very representative of the status quo, of the politics that we're done with. That's the politics they're telling us to accept less and do more with it. And we know that we deserve more. And that this is what this slate is about, and this is what my campaign is about as well.
Okay, she looks like she has some drip. I'm not gonna lie, but you might have her beat. You might have her beat, but like she does have some drip.
To be clear, if you're from Brooklyn, there's some element of drip that you have, but it's levels to this, and she's not seeing me.
Okay, but aside from drip, which is obviously important, what are some of the ideological differences that you represent in comparison to Stephanie?
Well, I mean, she's not someone that's at all talked about green social housing. She's someone that is not committed fully to taxing the rich in order to fund what we need. She's someone that's not committed to the main issues that we're running on to make New York more affordable. Someone that takes money from the real estate lobby and special interests, the most corrupting force in New York politics.
Yeah.
And so we don't have the kind of housing progress that we all need and deserve because of candidates because of politicians like her.
Okay. All right, perfect. So let's go.
And chat, please hit that link. NYC DSA 26.
bit.ly/NYDSA26.
Bit.ly NYC DSA 26. All caps.
Hell yeah.
NYC DSA. NYDSA 26. I just wanted to make sure you were listening. Yes, you're getting it right.
They're spamming it. Don't worry. Okay. Hello. Hi.
I'm Samantha.
Samantha, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
All right, so tell us about what you're doing here today.
Yes. Thanks, Dan.
Again,
I am
very
here.
persistent. Dan is.
It's important. We got to fundraise.
Yeah.
I am running for Assembly in Assembly District 37 in Queens. I'm running in an open seat to hopefully succeed Claire when she wins her congressional race.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have let's start with what your ideological journey looked like.
Yeah. I feel like I circled around getting interested in socialism growing up, but then specifically I went to urban planning school for grad school, and that sort of cemented for me that the frameworks that we're sort of meant to operate within and like the boundaries that we're supposed to work within in planning and like politics are neoliberal, and they're not going to get the working class what we need. So after studying planning, I decided I wanted to be more of an organizer and work with housing justice, and started doing that in New York in like 2014. I've worked with like social housing, so limited equity housing co-ops. I've been a tenant organizer for years. And then specifically after 2016, I got involved in the Bernie campaign a little bit and wanted to join a long-term political project and joined DSA and sort of have been on the DSA journey for almost 10 years.
Wow, hell yeah. What are some of the reasons why like having someone like yourself occupy this seat is important? Because there's this guy Zoran they keep talking about.
Yeah.
And he won the mayor, and the mayor in New York City, I think, has a lot more power than even other mayoral positions actually hold. Mm-hmm. It's a centralized operation. However, there are still a lot of setbacks to accomplish an agenda, especially one that is as ambitious as Zohran Mamdani's agenda. What will electing someone like yourself into an assembly member position do to advance Zohran Mamdani's agenda?
Yeah, I think an important thing that DSA is good at is elevating people to run who have like movement organizing experience. So I think everyone on this slate is familiar with the fact that you don't just like show up and decide how to vote on a bill like the day of the vote. You spend many hours, many months in advance, like building up pressure so that the vote goes the way
I like
you
to
want it
close my
go.
eyes and just land on it.
Some people do that.
Yeah. Or I have a better idea. I go out there and I'm like, whoever gives me the most money, I will vote in favor of.
I mean, that's totally, yeah.
You're not
That's
doing
a way
that.
to approach it too. No, I think we're just very.
But you could make a lot of money if you did that.
Yeah.
Also,
You figured it out.
Also, you could put your kids in really cool schools.
Yep. Lots of
Or if you have
benefits
like a
to that.
partner, you could get them a job at Goldman Sachs.
Totally.
This is something that you haven't considered.
Yeah, the only downside is that you're selling out the working class by doing that.
Okay, but have you met the working class? Some of them are very mean. I'm just saying, some of them are very mean. Like you get on a bus, especially teenagers.
Yeah.
They're so mean
We
to
are
me.
not a monolith.
They will
It's
say,
true,
"You have
it's
the
true."
biggest pants I've ever seen. Why do you have so much fabric?" And I'm like, "Well, this is cool. This is drip." They're like, "Unc,
Wait,
you're
they don't know?
34.
Yeah.
You're 34. What do you mean drip? Build a family." That's
Yeah.
what they say to me. And then that's when I think like,
What a
okay,
point.
fuck the working class.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm like, oh, you're never gonna own a home, and that's good for me. That's like, it makes me feel better. So when you're organizing around like tenants' rights, for
Yeah.
example, do you ever factor in that some of the tenants' vibes might be bad?
Some of the vibes are bad. I mean, this is a great point because thank you
you.
for this. With housing organizing, like you can't, like you're meeting people where they're at.
Mhm.
Sometimes the only thing people have in common is that they hate their landlord.
Yeah.
Their political ideologies are across, the whole spectrum.
Mhm.
So you do get good at like drawing out the like self-interest that people have in common when you're
Yeah.
building a tenant association or doing other kinds of organizing. And I think that's like what you end up having to do in Albany as a legislator is like finding like the one little thing like, oh, this person likes Prince. And so I'm going to talk with him about Prince when we hang out and like build a relationship and hopefully use that to build power over time.
Mm-hmm. So as an organizer, you also have a policy of not being as annoying as possible. I'm getting mixed signals once again. I feel like everything I learned on the internet was wrong, but okay. Well, thank you so much. Where can, what do you want to promote before I let you go? Okay.
bit.ly, NYDSA.
Let's spamming the link in the
Yeah,
chat.
Samantha Cadden, community organizer, Democratic Socialist, running for New York State Assembly District 37. Oh.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. I'm Dara Lisa.
Dara Lisa.
I'm running for Congress, actually, not the state assembly.
Okay.
But running for Congress in New York 13.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's the difference between Congress and state assembly?
It's a little bit of a different body.
Mhm.
So this is in the federal government.
Mhm.
So Congress legislates.
What's the
laws.
federal government? I'm kidding. Go on.
Yeah, so legislation, and that's the body that does that kind of work.
Mhm.
But it's really important because a lot of what happens in Washington dictates what folks here in the state level and in the city level can do, and the funding that they get for that.
Mm-hmm. What was your journey towards socialism? Like, how did you find out about socialism?
Yeah, so I actually just was organizing from a really young age. Socialism was the language that was being used in those organizing spaces. I was doing a lot of work, around immigration justice, around Palestine, around, policing and over-policing our communities, and really talking about what have been historically the solutions that people have fought for around these issues. And time again, it was talking about a socialist politic. And more often than not, I was doing a lot.
So not establishment Democrats.
No, not at all.
But I've been told voting blue for establishment Democrats is going to bring about social justice. I'm waiting for it. I vote every time.
Yeah.
I vote illegally. I'm voting everywhere all at once just to get the chances. Like I voted for Kamala Harris. I would say around approximately 15,000 times with my mules. I don't know if you're familiar with this process. That's how we got Joe Biden in office. And it was a little disappointing because, I voted for Joe Biden illegally a lot. And he had a first 100 days of immigration policy. I normally don't know how to read, but someone dictated it to me. Someone read it to me. They told me, first 100 days amnesty, right? Reversing all the things that the Trump administration had done. So I waited. And on the 99th day, I was like, okay, what the fuck? None of these things happened. Actually, I saw a bunch of Haitian immigrants in the border of Texas getting whipped by Border Patrol. That's the opposite.
Yeah.
So you're saying that you represent something different.
Absolutely, yeah. I think the establishment has gotten us to this crisis. They have not only done nothing about it, but have made it so that folks feel that they can't identify with the Democratic Party. And so, part of why I'm running is because if we are serious about taking back power for everyday people, we have to make the Democratic Party a party that people actually identify with and resonate with. And those values are socialist values. Those are the things that people actually want to see. And so, the person I'm running against is one of these Democrats. He's an incumbent who's been in office in Congress. This is,
What's his name?
His name is Adriano Espaillat. So he's been in office generally for about 30 years. He was first in the state assembly, then in the state senate, and now he's in Congress. And he has he's been in caucuses and things such as housing, and yet it costs $4,000 for a 2-bedroom in Harlem and Washington Heights, which does not make sense in the second poorest district in the state.
Okay, Adriano has no drip either.
Oh, no, he's not.
Yeah, he's dripless. He's also 71 years old. And I feel like that's too young for congressional office. I think we could go older.
Yeah. My thing with that is I was also if I could trust that he was actually representing our values, I wouldn't be running. When I was asked to consider this, I was working on my dissertation, working on my job. I had things that I was working on that I felt really good about, and I was doing a lot of organizing as well. So for me, it really was about seizing the moment where we're recognizing that people have felt abandoned, and what we need to be doing is taking the risk of representing what people need and want right now.
And the neighborhoods that you'd be representing would be Harlem and right?
So Uptown and parts of the Northwest Bronx. So from Harlem, Washington Heights, Inwood, University Heights, Kingsbridge, in the Bronx.
Cool. What are some of the things that he's done that you were I could do that better, or I could actually follow through on an agenda? What are some things that he's done that make you feel like you might be compromised?
Well, for one thing, his biggest funders are the very institutions that are making life hard for us. So his biggest donors are APAC, the real estate corporations.
Love those guys.
Yeah, the real estate.
Big fan.
The real estate corporations that are pricing us out.
Also, who's going to look out for the landlord?
Yeah, exactly. And
which is a thing that I say all the time.
It's because $4,000 for a 2-bedroom is just actually a little too low.
Yeah, it makes me grind harder. Yeah. When the rent goes up, I want to grind harder. That's Sigma Grind said. So you want to take that away from people. You want to lift some of that burden.
Yeah.
Okay. So what if they don't work hard though?
I don't think that's a problem. Generally, I think people are generally hard workers, and even if they weren't, I think people deserve a dignified life. And housing should not be a thing that is scarce. It shouldn't be a thing that we have to work so hard and spend so much of our paychecks to be able to afford. And
I'm a small business owner and a small mom and pop landlord. I have 600 properties in Manhattan. And, they keep calling me and they keep saying, hey, my heater is broken and it's minus 15 degrees today with wind chill. And I'm like, can I paint white over the heater and then that will be the solution? And they're like, I'm going to I'm not going to pay rent anymore, which I think should be illegal. Would you arrest the tenants
I would never harass the tenants.
Okay, that's...
You know, I think actually we should make it more accessible to folks to know who their landlord is, so that they can.
I don't want them to know who I am. I'm very...
Oh no, we're gonna find you.
Okay, I'm very shy. Yeah. So okay, that's good to know. So all right, so you're like housing justice is a big part of your initiative. Can we talk a little bit about that as well? I know that there's other candidates that are going to come on as well, but this is something that I want to talk about. One issue, in my opinion, even with the progressive side of things in the Democratic Party, is that there is a genuine lack of initiatives that they're backing around housing. I'm a big advocate for socialized housing, public housing. There is a public housing system that exists in New York, but unfortunately it's in a state of dire disrepair because it's underfunded. And there is this attitude around public housing in America, kind of reactionary, in the same vein as, like, you know, being anti-Medicare for all, where people think, oh, this is going to be bad, this is not going to be a good thing. What are some of the initiatives that you guys are working on as far as housing justice goes? And also, how would you present that? Like, how would you defend, you know, housing justice in general?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. I think we need to be reinvesting in public housing. NYCHA is an incredibly important part of that. In my district, 80% of the NYCHA buildings in Manhattan are in the district. And I spend a lot of time in these buildings through my day job. Every single time I walk into them, I can feel the abandonment, right? The state has abandoned these buildings, these tenants. Folks are living with lead paint, roaches, rats, just really horrible conditions. And these are things that we have the solutions for. We just lack the political will. We need folks who see the struggle that people in NYCHA live through, who are invested and committed in, like, funding NYCHA so that the repairs that need to happen. Not politicians who are trying to privatize NYCHA and sell it off in bits and pieces to these private landlords, and pricing people out of the city.
Okay, but what if BlackRock wanted to make better returns on their investment, and then they wanted to diversify their portfolio?
They can figure that out elsewhere, but it won't be
This is something
NYCHA.
you're not considering, it feels like. Okay, I have a suggestion. We give it to BlackRock, and then also, instead of all the funds that could go to NYCHA, we could give it to Israel. I'm floating this idea by you.
Actually, you know, my platform is actually Babies Not Bombs platform, where instead of giving money to Israel to bomb children abroad.
Who's gonna kill children? Because someone has to kill the children abroad.
I don't know that we have to do that.
Okay,
I think we could invest in the babies here.
I am the Democratic Party, and we have to continue the baby murder.
I just think there are not enough babies who wear Timbs.
Okay.
And it's like we need more babies in Timbs and Jordans. Okay.
Okay.
Like, there's just not enough of them.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And you know, you wanna plug your district and where you're running for. Obviously, NYDSA 26. Bit.ly/NYDSA 26 in all caps.
And
so what? You wanna give like a last?
And I'm Daria Lisa. I'm running in New York 13, Upper Manhattan, in the Bronx. And you can visit our website at darialisaforcongress.com. So thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Daria Lisa says no to baby murder.
Yes, absolutely. No
Okay,
baby murder ever.
is not endorsing baby murder. I feel like it's a little anti-Semitic, but what are you gonna do? You know, just a little.
What up?
What's going on, man?
How you living? What's good?
What's good?
How you living?
I'm doing all right. In this undisclosed location in New York City.
That is correct.
All right. All right. Let's get it started.
All right. Let's get it popping.
Who are you and what are you running for?
I'm Conrad Blackburn. I'm running for State Assembly, New York State Assembly, and Assembly District 70 in Harlem.
Okay.
Central Harlem, that is.
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So what was your journey, your ideological journey towards socialism?
Man, you gotta go way back. So actually I grew up in the projects. And from a very young age, I was deemed smart by America's education system. So I was in the gifted classes with a lot of white kids. You know, for some reason in this country, there's a strong correlation between income and your level of education and access to education. So I was in class with a lot of white kids. You know, I'd go home, I'd go to their houses sometimes to do homework, and my mom wanted to keep me out the streets, so she just let me go. You know, I'd go to their homes and see how they lived. They had everything under the sun, and then I'd come home and you know, my community didn't have food. You know, our houses were disrepaired. We had roaches and rats in our living spaces, and so I always wanted to figure out what the answer to that question was. And at the age of 14, somebody said you should read this guy named Karl Marx. So I started reading Marx at like 14 years old, and
you were a whole ass nerd.
I was a whole ass nerd. Yes.
God damn.
Yes, living up to the name, you know.
Yeah. So you encountered Karl Marx at the age of 14.
Yep.
And that's what started your process. How did you join DSA?
So I joined DSA actually because I was recruited to run for this position. But when I moved to New York in 2018, I stayed with my aunt in East Flatbush, like a good Jamaican, for a summer to study for the bar. I'm a lawyer. And Julia Salazar was running for state senate for the first time then. And I canvassed for her, not knowing anyone in New York, just because, you know, I believe in socialist politics. I wanted the socialists to win. And so that's how I got plugged in. As I was on the DSA listservs. But I didn't join. I was always adjacent, didn't join until I got recruited to run this year.
So you were a public defender.
Still am.
Or you are a public defender.
Yep.
Why do you want to keep criminals on the street?
Well, I want to keep working class people on the street because the more we take working class people off the street, the more we're dividing the working class's power. And so, you know, putting people in cages and having these corporations profit off of people's bodies is one, not a good thing. Two, I'm a black dude, and as we know, most people in jail and prisons are black and brown people. And I just, you know, I don't agree with people constraining us and putting us in cages and then using our labor and profiting off of our labor.
Okay, what if someone scares me? Should they not
You're a big guy. Who's gonna scare you?
Okay,
you gotta square up.
Okay, imagine me as a much smaller person.
Okay.
And I'm walking down the street. I don't like the vibes of someone.
Oh yeah.
Cops arrest them. Shouldn't they stay in prison?
You know, I would say no because.
Okay, that's a radical idea.
It's a radical idea.
Okay.
Because whatever scares you about that person, them going into a jail cell is not going to change that, right? What's going to change that is somehow making you feel more comfortable. I don't know. They got to dress differently or something. I don't know what it was that scared you, but
yes, I'm very racist.
Yeah, I understand.
It's not going to work. I get scared too easily.
Well, you know, we had to pretend like you're smaller, but you know, you're not actually smaller. You just got to square up next time.
Yeah.
Or as we say in New York, you just, you know, mind your own business.
And if I go to jail, you will be my public defender.
100%. Yeah, I'll pull up. I'll be like, free my guy. Like, what's going on?
Okay. Moving on from that, who are you running against in your district?
Yeah, I'll be trying not to say his name. His name is Jordan Wright. He is a Nepo baby.
Okay.
He is the son.
Okay, well that's. Sometimes people are Nepo babies, and that's fine. Maybe their uncle had a YouTube channel and they started working there because there was no job opportunities elsewhere. I'm just saying. No, I'm kidding. All right, go ahead. So how was
but
he
you
a Nepo
weren't
baby?
in a political dynasty, you know, and you didn't think a seat was
well,
beneath you.
Well,
yeah.
Have you heard of the Young Turks? It's a dynastic name.
I have heard of the Young Turks. I used to watch.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's who he is. The seat.
Well, he now would probably be like, you are keeping criminals on the streets. So,
I mean,
but he's had a different.
He would say something like that. You know?
But that's different. That's fine. Go on.
But yeah, no, he's just.
What was his dynastic, is his parents also in New York?
Yeah,
politics?
his dad held this seat for a long time, and then his dad ran against Adriano Espaillat, who, you know, our friend Ari Lysa is running against, and lost to Espaillat. And his dad now is the head of Manhattan Democrats, and so it's just a family legacy for them.
Love those guys.
Yeah, you know, love them. It's a family legacy for them, and so this is just more about conglomerating power for their family instead of doing what it takes to bring power back to people in power.
What are some policy differences between yourself and?
You got the pick of the litter.
The
main one I could say is I could say free Palestine, and he can't. Right?
Why doesn't he doesn't want to free Palestine?
No, he takes Solidarity PAC money.
Wow.
Which is state level APAC.
Okay.
So he can't say that unless he wants to keep his funding. So he doesn't want it.
I saw my favorite politician, Malinowski. He was running in Essex County in New Jersey, New Jersey 11. and he had the audacity to say that he would condition aid to Israel sometimes.
Oh, wow.
Even though he's super pro-Israel.
Yeah.
And then luckily AIPAC struck him down.
Oh, wow.
So now there's a Bernie
with
crap.
lightning or like what? Something
Pretty
just
much
came out of the skies.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I call the lightning strike, which happens to be like $3.9 million in ad spend.
Got it.
In a special election.
There's electricity going on there.
Yeah. And so he lost. There was an upset victory for a Bernie-crat who does say free Palestine, which it made me very sad, but it is what it is.
I mean, the other difference is I'm running to fully support the Invest in Our New York package, which is all the tax-the-rich bills. Mm-hmm. He's not on any of the tax-the-rich bills because people don't want to tax themselves.
Why do a lot of these New York Democrats not want to tax the rich? What's up with that?
They're the rich.
They're rich.
They're part of the rich.
They're part of the rich. Okay.
So.
Well, they're more productive with their money and more moral because they're wealthy.
Some would say.
I think I would say that.
Some would say there's a connection between morality and money. Some would say.
Okay.
I think inverse relation, but it is what it is.
Okay. Well,
Hey man, listen, no shade to you.
No, you're right. I meet a lot of rich people. They're fucking assholes. I'm an asshole too, but like I think I try to be an asshole in a good way.
You're a nice guy.
Okay, so you're running. You want to tax the rich.
Yes, I do.
What's the realistic hurdle in front of that? That's my last question for you. As far as the state assembly, like what can the state assembly position do in terms of advancing this agenda?
Well, we do control the power of the purse in the state assembly, so we have the power to really change the tax code. But I think what it's going to take is using our platform to really educate the public about just how much of our wealth is being extracted and exploited by the super rich in New York. Billionaires pay the same amount of taxes as people with almost like $275,000, right? And so like people need to know this. People need to know that the super rich are escaping their taxes.
What if they escape New York?
The super rich was they escaped
all
New York?
of my friends in the group
you
chat.
Never escape New York.
All of my friends in the group chat, they all left.
New York never leaves you. Once it's inside, it never leaves you.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, they keep saying they're going to leave New York, but they're still here.
They're still
and
here.
I'm like, when are you leaving New York?
Their businesses are here.
I know.
Right?
I want to buy.
Are they going to pull their business out of New York?
I want to buy your brownstone. Leave New York. You said you were going to leave. It's woke Sharia time. Why haven't you left New York? I keep texting them.
We need reverse gentrification. That's what we need. Yeah.
I keep texting them photos of Zoran Mamdani with a big beard, and I'm like, that's your mayor.
Lord, not Big Z, not Big
Yeah, I'm
Stepper.
like, that's your mayor. He's doing taqiyya. Do you know what taqiyya is?
I don't know what taqiyya is.
It's an Islamic tradition for Shia Muslims. Zoran is Shia. I'm Sunni, so there's a little bit of friction there as well.
Y'all got beef?
Yeah, we have a little bit of friction for that reason, and it's a Shia tradition where you hide how actually radical you are. Yeah. So I keep texting them that. I keep telling them what taqiyya is, and they're like, I don't know what this is. Like, is this like a Mexican food? Like, what are you talking about? And the reason why I'm saying that is so they leave the brownstones so I can buy it.
Okay.
But they haven't left yet.
I hear that. And you
Kinda
probably
feels-
shouldn't put big beards on Zora.
No, yeah, that's
we need the cute face,
only if you want to get the racists to leave, right? Like, come
That's
on.
true. That's true.
It's like I just
for some reason that scares them away, a beard.
Yeah.
I have a beard too.
Yeah, sometimes I do as well. I shave it down sometimes, but okay. So you're wearing Kai Cenat's Vivette.
What?
What is
This
that?
is Young LA.
Is Young LA?
It's a brand for people who like to lift.
Okay, Ice did that for a clip.
Yeah.
That'll definitely go viral. Sorry, I had to do that.
It's okay. It's okay. Hopefully they give your boy some free clothes. Because your boy needs new clothes. Because I'll be outside in the cold.
So Kai Cenat, get this man some drip.
Please, chat.
Nice to meet you.
I appreciate you. Y'all click the link. It's really hard to say.
Breaking news. Better link just dropped. It's dsa.nyc/slate.
New link, chat.
Just
New
happened.
link, chat. I appreciate you. Somebody gave me
NYC.
some.
working.
dsa.nyc/slate.
Click it, chat. Click it.
Thank you so much. It's Conrad Blackburn.
Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you.
What's going on?
What's up, man?
Good to meet you. How
I'm
you doing?
beginning to notice a trend here where every
Is it
single
drip?
person is dripped out. And
Yeah,
I don't know how I feel about it. Like I said, I can't. It feels like you guys are.
Do you want us to loan you some clothes?
This is. Are you saying I'm not dripped out?
No. I didn't mean it like that.
No,
I
I'm
just
kidding.
like it's on
I'm
the
kidding.
table.
I like. What's up with the ring? It's a riot ring.
Riot.
Okay, I like it. All right. Who are you and what are you running for?
My name's Christian Celeste Tate. I'm running for State Assembly in District 54. That's Bushwick in East New York.
Cool. All right. So, what was your ideological process? How did you encounter socialism and then DSA?
Yeah. So I heard this saying once that socialist organizers especially organize out of hate and out of love. And I think for me it started early, right? I grew up in a working class family, grew up watching my parents struggle making ends meet, and that gave me that hate, honestly. I grew up navigating wealth inequality, watching other people have things I didn't have. And then I moved to Bushwick and developed a really strong love for my community. And so it's where that hate, that anger, and that love meet each other. That's what brought me to socialism.
Cool. When did you join DSA?
I started organizing with DSA in 2024 and started giving them my money last year.
Okay, cool. So who are you running against?
So Eric DeLon, corporate potato out in Bushwick in East New York. Another Nepo baby. Been holding on to that seat for about 20 years. Half his money comes from
Shouldn't he go for another 20?
I mean, he's gonna try. Left to his own devices. Man can't help himself.
Okay.
We beat his dad.
What?
We beat his dad in 2018.
Oh, we beat his dad. We beat fisticuffs. Like physically beat his ass. Okay. Oh my God, I didn't realize how fucking nepotistic New York politics was.
Oh yeah.
Jesus
it's
Christ.
Deep. It's deep.
They're like, okay, your dad sucked, so you're gonna suck in the same way, so you should take the seat is kind of what I'm picking up on. Like that's the modus operandi of the New York Democratic Party, it seems.
Until the Democratic Socialists step in.
Okay. All right. So what are some policy differences that you have with him?
So we can talk policy, but I think really what it is presence and accountability. The man has no constituent affairs. People out here are looking for help. They're asking for support. And I've spoken to people who have had the cops called on them for visiting his office and staying too long. That's what people are finding in this district.
That's crazy.
It's wild.
Okay.
And that happens because of the accountability piece.
Were their vibes bad? You think that's why?
It might have been. I didn't try victim blaming, but next time someone says that to me, I'll give that a go.
All right. So you're not going to victim blame your constituents when they have issues.
That's not the plan, no.
Okay. Let's talk about ICE.
Okay.
They're protecting the American borders, and they're a profoundly important institution. So young, 23. 23, good age, good year. Still going through the growing pains. Why do you want to combat ICE?
Yeah, so I don't want to combat ICE. I want to abolish ICE.
Okay, that's even scarier.
Yeah.
I want to reform. I'm a Democrat. I want to reform ICE.
Yeah. That's good to hear.
So that they do better mass deportations.
Look, the reality is that entire communities are afraid to go outside right now. That's not normal. And that does not have to be the way that we live. We're choosing to live that way because we are propping up a system that is not working for working people. We need to abolish ICE. And, at the state level, there are things that we can and must do to put up layers of protection for New Yorkers while our federal representatives work to abolish ICE.
Mm-hmm. What are some of the things that you guys can do?
Yeah, so there's a package of bills that are in front of the legislature. New York for All, which would ban state and local police from collaborating with ICE. Dignity Not Detention would ban the operation of detention facilities in New York. The MELT Act would make it illegal for federal agents to mask themselves.
What if they're ugly?
I think there might be a carve out in the bill.
Let's say you have a cold sore, you're really shy that day, you want to put.
We're not unreasonable people, right?
Okay.
We gotta. There are special circumstances.
They still want to do racialized deportations.
Well,
but
now that's where you lose.
They're having,
it's
but they want to
racialized deportations.
Okay.
I heard you say in the last segment you're a big racist, but I didn't. But that was
the biggest. So unmasking them.
Yeah, so unmasking them. Access to representation was the last of the four,
Mm-hmm.
Which would guarantee a lawyer to anybody in New York in a deportation hearing. That package of bills represents the bare minimum that I think New York State has to act on now.
How many of those policy provisions is your opponent on board with?
So he has signed on to one as of last week, I believe it was.
Oh, so your mere presence is already, or the mere presence of socialism in New York has caused them to be maybe we should be a little bit more woke about this stuff.
Yeah, look, like I said earlier when you were talking to all of us together, right? Corporate Democrats go where the wind blows, and our job is to blow the wind. And we are setting the tone, and there's some folks that are going to come along, but it's too little too late.
Okay. Wait, is this your opponent's name? Is it Dylan?
Delon.
Oh, Delon? Someone in my chat said Delon illegally acquired an affordable housing unit for which he exceeded the allowable income to qualify because of his connections in the real
Chat is
estate
showing
industry.
up right now.
He was punished with
Let's go.
he was punished with a $9,000 fine in January 2015.
Yeah, keep Googling, chat.
That's
keep Googling. Don't stop.
Do you feel like the nanny state came after Delon, who was just an enterprising individual?
Like he was just being scrappy.
Yeah.
But what's a $10,000 fine to someone just being scrappy?
Yeah.
He came back. He didn't stop.
That was while his dad was in office.
Yes.
Oh my God.
That was
Probably made it
his own
easier for
landlord.
him to think he was untouchable.
Right.
Yeah, as a nepotism recipient myself, I'm very familiar with this process. Okay, so he came on board with one of the bills. Which one was it?
New York for All.
New York for All. Okay. But as far as abolish ICE or any positions like that,
I mean, he's just not using his platform.
Yeah.
He's silent until he takes action. So when the wind blows strong enough, you'll see some action. But until that point, you won't hear anything.
I'm beginning to feel like a lot of these positions are occupied by people who are just like, no one's gonna come after it. I'm fine. I'm cozy in my spot, and I feel like that basically calcifies the rot in these institutions.
For sure. There are a lot of offices all across the country, really, that go unopposed year after year, cycle after cycle. And I think part of what we need to be doing, one thing that Zoran did really beautifully, is running on movement building, right? Part of our assignment is encouraging folks everywhere to feel their own agency in our political process and to stand up when that time comes. Because if you're not getting what you deserve from somebody who you are paying to do their job, it's time for them to go.
I agree. All right, well, thank you so much.
I appreciate you.
Who's next? Also, let's do in the beginning, name and what you're running for, and then at the end of the conversation, name and what you're running for as well. All right.
You're so big.
Oh, thank you. I'm trying to cut down.
You're
on
like
it.
busting out of this shirt.
I'm trying to cut down on it, but thank you.
Are you visiting New York? You should go shopping.
I have been trying to go shopping. I got yelled at. I met a hater in the wild. A lot of fans in New York. I went to Uniqlo to go and get heat. I went to Uniqlo to get heat tech because it was so
This is not
cold.
sponsored by Heat Tech, the most reliable installation in New York City.
Okay, you're an enterprising individual as well, it seems. But basically, what I was gonna say is I went to Uniqlo and then it was so cold that I just kept ducking into different stores in between.
It's bad. You picked a really good time.
Yeah, it's just Minneapolis, New York. It's just.
I find it to be invigorating. Every day I'm like, who needs to go to the ocean and do a cold plunge? I'm just going outside, feeling the brace of reality confronting me.
So who are you and what are you running for?
Oh, that's a great question. Who am I? I'm David Orkin. I'm running for Assembly in District 38, which is Ridgewood, Glendale, Woodhaven, Richmond Hill, and Ozone Park.
Cool. And you're a workers' rights attorney.
Yeah, I'm an immigrant workers' rights attorney. So all of my clients are low-wage immigrant workers, mostly Latino. And I have a very interesting perspective on the district because most of my clients are also my neighbors. I live and work in the same place, so I've really gotten to know the district through the eyes of the people that I work with.
I assume the person that you're running against.
You know her?
No, I do not. You wanna give me a little bit of details about her?
What's to say, really? Chat, could you look up Jennifer Rajkumar, 1N, and just kind of let us know what you
They will do that for sure.
Look up some all-time favorites of mine. Look up Jennifer Rajkumar Earthquake. That's really good. Jennifer Rajkumar Vegan. That one's really good.
Okay, I'm looking up the vegan one. Let's see if I. I probably didn't write the name correctly. Okay.
She posted a photo that's just a plate of mealy tomatoes and cucumbers, another vegan dinner. And if you know the statistics about how much time she spent with our former mayor, you would be asking yourself, what are you doing eating vegan dinner, girl?
I'm a vegetarian, and she's not even vegan, she's a vegetarian. And I present to you my current meal, the Bean Burger, an Albany delicacy, #plant-based, #plant-powered, with a total 123 likes. This really banged on the timeline.
Yeah, there's some that's not even in the Hall of Fame.
Can't all be this long.
That's not even the Hall of Fame, yeah.
So she's a vegetarian, not a
She's
vegan.
a vegetarian.
What do you say to the? You immediately started smearing her.
No, you asked. It's hard when you have so much material. It's not. She's, what's there to say, really? She's very closely associated with our former mayor. That's what I was trying to get at. In 139 days, she appeared with Eric Adams 151 times.
Okay. I'm Turkish. I just want to reveal this. This is, and therefore I
This
do
is a
have
conflict of interest.
I
yeah.
do have a fondness towards the former mayor Eric Adams, especially
Right.
because I tried.
He's
to
the
tell,
only person that went to Turkey and came back bald.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
I tried to tell Zoran.
I was like, if I was getting bribed by the Turkish government, y'all would know. Like, I would be like filling.
You would
out,
have you would have
know.
a one head. Like
I would
down
have
to
it
this.
straight across.
Yeah.
Bloody. You would know.
But that's how you know he was in it for the love of the game.
For sure.
Yeah, which is the love of the game, which is Turkish Airlines.
Of course.
The best
Well,
in
I've
the
heard
business.
great meals.
Yeah.
Not that I would know officially.
Okay, so she's very connected.
Yeah. So why the question now is like, why is she spending so much time with the mayor of New York City when she should be in Albany, right? Like, there's. Yeah, for sure. But like the difference.
A very corrupt mayor is what the fake news media presented him as when they were attacking him unjustifiably.
Right, and she also just hasn't done the basics for what the district needs. I mean, the district is 50% immigrant. She only signed on to New York for All when I started running, and she knew that she had to do something. She started changing her talking points because she knows that I'm an immigrant advocate, that I've literally won hundreds of thousands of dollars in back wages for people who live in the district, that I have, my neighbors are the people who are being discriminated against at work, who've had their wages stolen from them, who are being sexually harassed at work, who are being fired for no reason, and I'm the guy in the neighborhood that they go to get that shit fixed, right? And it was only until I entered the conversation that she started changing her talking points, try to take the wind out of my sails. But we know what she's up to, which is not much.
Yeah, and bean burgers.
Well, I love a bean burger.
So, what are some of the major policy disagreements that you have with her? The reason why I say this though is like it kind of feels like she doesn't have much policy at all.
Yeah.
And is just kind of coasting along in the assembly seat. So, if you could identify some of the major areas, like you've talked about, obviously advocacy for immigrants.
Right. I mean, she hasn't really passed that much. She hasn't really done that much, and it's really interesting getting to know people in district because they're like, she really hasn't done much for us. What I'm really focused on is taxing the rich and making sure we can fund the affordability agenda, which I do think is like one of the most important political projects of our time, to show that we do have the ability to have like a life in New York City that doesn't involve suffering, right? That we can have basic things and all we need to do is raise a little bit of tax on the most wealthy people. None of us, right? Number two is...
You don't think they deserve it?
All the money?
All the money? Like more of it?
That they've stolen from us?
Yeah. More of it, I think.
I would like a little bit more too.
They know how to use it better.
Right.
Like, because like you give it to the average guy, what's he gonna pay? Rent.
Heat tech?
No.
Yeah.
Rent, right?
Rent.
I mean,
yeah, who needs
like,
it, right?
Come on. Or, I don't know, school supplies. The fuck? Like, it's fine. Just use your
groceries,
brain.
right?
Yeah,
like
or groceries.
An apple costs $3.
Groceries.
You know?
That's, you don't need that.
You don't need
right?
that.
What we need is higher profits for the super wealthy.
What we need to do is create shareholder value.
Yes.
That's something that I'm interested in.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, now
something
you sound
that
like
actually I'm interested in.
Now you sound like a New York
Yeah.
Democrat. Yeah.
And that's why you need to go get some heat tech.
Yeah, you're very blue pill.
Yeah.
Okay. So she's not on board with
She's not on board with
taxing the
that.
rich.
Yeah, I mean, I think that she just signed on to New York for All last week, as I said. I agree with my comrade and friend Christian that like this suite of ICE protection bills that we're trying to pass right now, New York for All, Dignity Not Detentions, and the MELT Act are really the starting point. Something that I'm really trying to think about when I'm crafting legislation is like, how can we think about the immigration system as like a bunch of interlocking cogs, and how can we as legislators, as politicians, as people in community who are organizing, try to put wrenches in those cogs to make sure that we slow down the deportation machine. So one thing I'm really thinking a lot about is data privacy, right? it's not just the DMV and the police who are giving our personal data to ICE agents and the federal government. There's also private corporations which are scanning our license plate on the highway every time we go over a toll bridge. The phone, all of our phones, sorry for y'all who are on your phones right now, but they're tracking your movement and selling that to the federal government via the data brokers. So thinking about like the collection of data, slowing that down, because that actually is an immigration issue.
Yeah.
And then the final thing I'm really thinking about is like these big tech companies have redefined employment, right? Like you don't have a boss, you're an independent contractor.
Jeff Bezos.
Jeff Bezos is your boss.
He's my boss.
The big man.
Yeah.
Not as big as you, I've heard.
Yeah,
but,
I love him. No, he is big. He's been doing
He's big?
HGH. Yeah, he got hit with the Dominican right. And him and Mark Zuckerberg both, they're brolic now.
Yeah.
Anyway, go on. I like it, I think. Oh yeah, that's true. Jeff Bezos is cute.
You're making me blush.
Anyway, go on.
Yeah, so we're thinking about like how big tech has exploited the labor laws that were passed in the 40s and have not been updated. They've redefined employment and been classifying all the workers in this country as independent contractors.
Yeah.
I represented them. I was representing a group of 700 workers who were misclassified as independent contractors. They were delivery drivers. That was a class action that I was involved in recently. And this is just the way that our economy is growing. And there are so few protections for these vulnerable workers. Like if you imagine in my district, there's a huge Bangladeshi community. One of the largest, fastest growing immigrant communities in New York City, and 1/5 of all delivery drivers in New York City are Bangladeshi. And those are people who are being forced into these extremely precarious labor conditions where they have to pay for gas, pay for tolls, pay for their car, and really the company that's employing them should be paying for this cost, right? So
with no benefits whatsoever.
No bennies, no beignets, no. And then I'm also really thinking about the intersection of those things. Like I am a huge advocate for the Empire Act, which I'm actually going up to Albany tomorrow to lobby for. If you're a legislator watching this, which I doubt there are many of you.
You don't know that. All the legislators are in here.
Yeah, I'm coming for you tomorrow in Albany. It is the only legislation that we're talking about right now that is protecting people against employer retaliation. You're like, yo, you haven't paid me in a month. I have to pay rent. Where's my money at? Or like, you're not paying me the minimum wage. And the guy says, well, I'm gonna call ICE on you because you complained, right? Like there's no law right now that we're talking about to protect people in that situation.
Yeah.
And the Empire Act is one that we're trying to push forward to make sure that those people are protected.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that, but
Jeff Bezos is calling you that too?
Well,
Jeff Bezos is threatening you?
No, well, Laura Loomer's trying to get me denaturalized all the time.
Laura Loomer's trying to do a lot of things.
Yeah, but no, what I was gonna say is, yes, ICE is used as a vehicle to basically keep driving wages down to the best of their ability. I mean, it's historically always been used like.
People in the community are just like, I know we've been joking a lot, and I'm gonna bring it down for a second, but like, people are really fucking scared right now. Like my clients, people I'm in community with, are afraid to leave their house. I have a client, we were supposed to have a court appearance in Manhattan. He was afraid to take the train from Brooklyn to Manhattan because of the pervasive fear of ICE right now. And I went and I met him, and we took a car together because that's just like kind of the level where things are at right now. So it's like people are going to work or they're skipping work. That's what you're seeing in Minneapolis. Really afraid, and I just feel like the disconnect between that fear that's so pervasive in our community and our representatives is exactly why I'm stepping in to try to run for office.
Yeah, and this is New York. It's like the history of the city is it's comprised of immigrants. Like this is where immigrants first came in.
It's the history, it's our present, and it's our future.
Exactly. All right, well, thank you so much.
Can you give me like a big squeeze?
Sure.
And then my friend Ruby wanted to say caucus again.
Okay, caucus.
That's for you.
Yeah.
All right, I'm your last one.
Oh, you're the last one. Okay, perfect.
Do you need a
we're
splash?
making.
Do you need a drink?
No. I'm fine.
We can do a walk and talk if you want. If
We can't because we can't show anything here.
Fine. You want to switch seats? You're good. You
No,
like
I'm
this
good.
angle.
I'm good. All right. Hello. Nice to meet you. Who are you? What are you running for?
Hey everyone. My name is Abir Kawas, and I'm running for State Assembly in Assembly District 34. That represents parts of Jackson Heights, East Elmhurst, Woodside, Corona, and Astoria. And you walked through Astoria with Tehran. You remember?
I did, yeah.
Okay, so
it was
we're
beautiful.
like, yeah. So remember that like street that was like the Little Egypt, or like all the Arab shops were. There's like a little bridge. You cross that bridge, we're the other side of Astoria.
Okay. Yeah. How many more Yemeni coffee shops can we open in the same area?
Listen, I think that Kahwa House is in my district, and I feel like that was the first one in Astoria before all the ones that you visited opened up. So we're like the OGs.
I don't want to come across like Nick Shirley, but how do they make money? It's all in the same place. They're all packed all the time.
Have you bought coffee? It costs a lot for the coffee, you know what I'm saying? Like one of the things we're gonna run on is like, lower the price of Yemeni chai. Okay. We're like,
you're gonna lose all your small business back.
No, it's equal opportunity when we're talking about that, affordability.
All right. So what are some of the things that you're running on? Also, is this the Irish flag keffiyeh? That's sick. I've never seen that before.
Yeah. I'm Palestinian, and like people always pay attention to that, so I feel like I need like a rotation of keffiyehs.
Yeah.
So I have them all different colors.
I love it.
I love this one a lot.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So you're Palestinian.
Yes.
I'm a little scared when I hear that, because I am.
I think you're more scary to people.
I love. This is true. I am.
Actually, our association now.
Yeah. I'm a big advocate for the beautiful nation state of Israel. I assume that you're not.
What? Well, I can tell you.
You are wearing a scary keffiyeh, which I've been told is much scarier than a Nazi armband.
This is like a friendly keffiyeh, but what I can say is you're asking me like who I am, why I'm running.
It's doubly scary. It's an Irish one, and those are the most anti-Semitic.
No, listen. So
sorry.
You've been asking people what brought you all to like DSA, what brought you all to running. So, I've been involved in community organizing across New York City for a long time. I've been working with like mostly Muslim and Arab communities. But what kind of entered me into DSA is I was one of the people who was part of building the Not on Our Dime coalition. Oh. So have you heard of Not on Our Dime?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
It's great.
So for those who don't know.
No, sorry. It's very bad.
What?
Yes on Our Dime is the one that I wanted to present.
No.
Which is more money. We should take more money from social funds and give it to Israel.
This is like really bad propaganda.
That's what. Okay, well.
All right, let's go.
I've been trying. Ever since Rabbi Shmuley got canceled, I've been trying to take on the mantle, and they won't give it to me.
I mean, try harder.
Okay.
Tell me, do you know about Not on Our Dime? Should I tell you a little bit about it?
You should explain what Not on Our Dime.
So Not on Our Dime is a bill that was introduced to the New York State Legislature. Tehran was actually the person who sponsored it on the Assembly side, and then our other socialist in office, Jabari Brisport, sponsored it on the Senate side. And really what it means is that we found out that there were nonprofits across New York State that were raising millions of dollars to send settlers to go and steal Palestinian land. And we developed a bill that said, hey, that should not happen, right?
Well, I feel like it's illegal to do that.
Well, it should be illegal to do that, and I think that organizations that also get tax cuts for doing that should be shut down, and that's what the Not on Our Dime bill advocates for. And that's kind of how I entered into organizing with the DSA, and I came in through like a Palestine coalition, brought that, into the space, and it was also one of the first bills that actually brought Palestine and the Palestinian issue into the policy space. I mean, you know this. When we talk about Palestine, most people hit the streets in the thousands and the millions, right, to call out, against the occupation of Palestine. And yet you don't really see elected officials talk about it. Actually, as an advocate for many years, like people don't even want to say the word Palestine.
Yeah.
And so when we introduced this bill, what we were trying to say is that, hey, all of your constituents on the ground are out here hitting the streets every single day protesting a genocide, and there's a bill that you can act on that addresses this issue. And yet we actually only have a handful of state legislators who've signed on. They're all our socialists in office. So, I think that says something, and I think it says something that people have still not signed on to this bill post 2 years and more of a genocide. And so that's kind of like what brought me into organizing, but also, I entered into all of this because I'm somebody who grew up as a working class New York kid, grew up with undocumented parents, like parents who went through the immigration system. And so for me, like, I believe that when we're talking about Palestine, right, like I don't just need to talk about Palestine because I'm a Palestinian. I think that it actually relates to the every single day issues that people talk about and what our government is investing money in and not investing money in. And I think that's what Not on Our Dime represents, but it's also what I'm running on. It's actually pushing for us to invest in working class communities, people of color, people who are living in poverty, and divest from giving our money to billionaires, giving our money, people sending millions of dollars to Israel, so on and so forth.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Why do you want to make buses fast and free?
Well, I will tell you that. I'm a New York City kid.
Shouldn't they?
No.
They'll compete too much.
Did you grow up taking the bus? Wait, where did you grow up?
I grew up in Turkey.
Okay.
I did take
Oh,
the
you
bus.
have a lot of public transportation.
There's a lot of
I was
public
just in Istanbul.
transportation.
Yeah, so you have a lot, but like you've had a day where like you've been waiting for the train or the bus and it's like raining and and I think that there's a lot of New Yorkers who have days like that where it's freezing like it is outside, it's raining, it's super hot, and you actually like don't have enough money to pay for an alternative. You can't say, hey, I gotta wait 40 minutes for this bus, let me call an Uber. Most people don't actually have that money. I grew up with many instances of like, feeling really stuck and seeing people like my mom and people in my family just like honestly go through really horrific experiences, right? For what? For like not being able to afford a bus fare. So I think that while people say that it's impossible for us to sponsor free transportation, I actually think it's something that is like really dignifying the lives of everyday people, and it's possible. Like they say everything's not possible, but that's why we're running, to make it possible.
Okay. All right, I
What
love
else?
that.
Yeah? I don't know your whole background, so I don't know if you've had to wait for a bus or you could have called the Uber.
No, I mean I grew up
you could
pretty.
have called the taxi.
I grew up pretty affluent, but I did take the bus because.
Yeah, we all know the feeling.
That's no. That's one of at least my advocacies is like it's good to have public transit because it creates a sense of community. This is something that New Yorkers actually I think take for granted as well. Like in a lot of other places, when you now I live in Los Angeles and there is basically no public transit whatsoever. There is public transit, but it is not reliable.
Yes.
And reliability and I think the frequency and the routes that exist is a major component in whether you have like a real robust public transit system or not.
For sure.
We don't even have sidewalks in most places.
Oh yeah, I actually have done the LA trip where like I'm like a New Yorker who didn't learn to drive till I was 30, so like I've done all the buses. But you're right, and also shout out to my district. We actually have that issue in my district where we have like very little train stations in the district, so people rely on buses. But there's also a lot of homeowners in the district who drive, and so the buses are very slow in our district. And the reason that buses go faster, we say fast and free, because one, it's freaking $3 to pay to get on the bus these days, but also when you don't have to pay, that whole line just gets on the bus and the bus moves.
Yeah. But yeah, the secondary component I think of like being able to get like aside from being able to get to places with this like reliable, affordable, or even free alternative, like I said, is that you have you are mixed income inside of the public transit system because it's the most efficient version. And there are many instances in New York where like I will take the subway because it's faster. It's just genuinely faster to get somewhere than an Uber. And I think a lot of people don't understand that. This is one way to build what right wingers like to call high trust communities, high trust societies. Is like when you're constantly surrounded by people of all different backgrounds.
I think that's right. I think that a lot of other places in the country and even like outside of the country, the way that you can see class inequality is actually through transportation. Who has to walk, who has to take the bus, right? Who can drive a car. And so New York City is really special because you actually sometimes do have the millionaires that we need to tax sitting on the train with us who are just like working class people who are just like going paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah. And if it's a nicer process overall, they would much rather take the metro. Like
Listen,
it just
that's why
or
we
take
have
the
a lot
buses.
of people. Don't we have like the highest rate of people who like are actually like we had a lot of people voting for Zahran who are like high income. Right?
Yeah.
I think it's because they're riding the trains with us. We're like all on the train together.
Yeah. No, for sure. Or even high income people are like, yeah, man, this shit's fucked up.
Well, yes. Exactly. I think that you don't need to be somebody who's struggling or poor to be a socialist. I mean, you say this all the time.
Yeah.
You don't need to be somebody who like is struggling. You actually just like need to like believe that the government should be, investing in communities, that should be providing services for communities, and like all our money is just going to private corporations to be providing public services.
Yeah.
And I think that's a major issue that we're trying to fix.
Yeah, I want to take the profit incentive out of these these necessary functions of government, because I grew up in Turkey. It's a much poorer country overall, but there was more competent governance in many respects because there was more government in general. So I understood the importance of having a nationalized healthcare system. There was private healthcare on top of that, but there was at least this robust nationalized healthcare system, free college education, and all these things that
free college education.
I took for granted. Basically, I never realized the importance of it until I came to America, and I was like, oh my God, this shit is awful here.
Yeah.
And
it doesn't need to be.
Yeah, I think it doesn't matter what your income level is. At the end of the day, a lot of rich people, they travel around the world and they're like, oh my God, I went to Japan, it's so awesome. Or I went to Europe, it's so sick. And it's because they do have, modest social democratic reforms as opposed to the insane system that we have here.
That's, this more than anyone. Social democracy is something that exists in many forms all across the globe. And the idea that it's a fringe thing in the United States is really ridiculous. And actually, that's what the movement of DSA represents. It is pretty big tent, right? But
well, we want to go beyond social democracy.
Well, listen, but the idea that the political establishment wants to make us feel like we're fringe.
Yeah.
And what's really cool about our movement is that we've been able to flip districts or win districts because there's hundreds and thousands of people who will knock on doors, and it's just showing what the people on the streets want.
Yeah. Who are you running against? What are some major policy differences that you have?
Okay, that's a great question. I really don't think about who I'm running against. I more so think about what I'm running for, right? I think that right now, all across New York City, especially after Zahran won, there has been a huge influx of people interested in running. And what I'm really interested in is actually I got recruited by DSA and I'm running with DSA. And I think that's really important because I think the thing that we are trying to do is we're pushing everything forward because we bring in a movement with us. So for example, I use this a lot. Zahran, he ran on 3 platforms, right? So he ran on fast and free buses, free to rent, and then universal childcare. And universal childcare, do you think Zahran invented that? No. Right, Zahran did not invent it. So universal childcare got introduced in 2021, actually also by another socialist in office, Jabari Brisport. And it wasn't something that people were talking about, right? It was you didn't see every single politician across New York State saying, I need to fight for universal childcare. And you also just didn't see it being talked about on the streets, even though it's always been a possibility. Now, every single progressive politician who runs will say, oh yeah, I support universal childcare. I support taxing the rich. And the reason that they're saying that is a win of our movement, because we are showing that there are hundreds and thousands of people who will elect somebody who will say that. And so I'm really running because I think right now, and I really believe this as a Palestinian, after witnessing 2 years and more of a genocide, after witnessing over 100 years of the occupation of our people, I was thinking, I'm not somebody who wanted to run for office. I don't like the politicians very much. I'm not someone who is interested in any of this. And I'm just looking at the system and going, it's not we need to go in to reform it. This whole thing needs to change. And I think it changes by electing elected officials who are actually connected to the movement. We're bringing the people into the legislature. We're not just, showing up as individuals.
Yeah. It's much easier when you're the one who is putting the pressure on the politicians initially, and then you become the elected representative.
You become
instead.
the elected, yeah. And when we built Not on Our Dime with Zahran, we worked with his team to build it, and we had a system of co-governance. He was an organizer who became an elected official, and we kind of were is he still our homie? But then he actually helped
I think that all the time.
Well, listen.
If he doesn't text me back in an hour, I'm oh, it's over.
He's not answering anyone's text. He's answering your text before he answers our text.
Yeah,
but,
sometimes. Sometimes he's oh, I'm too busy. Oh my God.
I know.
I'm I'm plowing snow outside. I'm bro,
just shoveling.
Don't forget your homies.
Did you see how the New York Post wrote an article about how his shoveling posture?
Yes.
That's the level that they're on.
Yeah.
But the point is,
I know New York Post very intimately.
Listen.
Yeah.
We're in the same boat.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be worse now. But what I can say is Zahran was an organizer, and when I was an organizer, like I would look at the state legislator and be like, I don't understand this thing. This is like a very sanitized body. I don't know these people. I don't know what they do. But he brought us in and was like, okay, here are our targets. Here's who's movable. Here's how we can move this. Here's where we need to go to raise awareness on this. And so it actually strengthens our movement to have people who are like actually acting as politicians, but they're not acting as politicians because they want to be famous. They want, you know, like a position. They're actually going in and running for office. And trust me, like lots of us who you just spoke to, this is like not our cup of tea. You know, we'd rather just be like out here on the streets, you know, organizing protests, but we're like doing this because we actually think it's gonna overall benefit our movement and it's going to create a reciprocal relationship. I think that's a transformation that US politics needs.
Hell yeah. That was incredible. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Yeah, let's say it again.
All right.
Before you go, I actually have a gift.
Oh, you have a gift for me.
Listen, can I put in a plug?
Yeah.
Take
Capital
2
S,
minutes of your
chat.
time. All right. dsa.nyc/slate. And I want to say something about like us going into politics. I've never run for office, never wanted to, but I did learn that you have to raise a lot of money to run for office. And the reason that people go in and compromise is because to raise that money, they're gonna get corporate lobbyists and all these kinds of people who are going to give them money, right, so that they can make concessions and deals when they are in office. We are a grassroots people power movement, which means that we are funded by the people, and that's really important because then we can just be accountable to the people who get us in. We're just accountable to those who are just giving us $5, $20, $25 donations. So even if it's honestly like $5, you know, or more, like whatever it is, this is what keeps us strong. This is what keeps us from not compromising. This is what keeps us values aligned. This is what keeps us from being able to say free Palestine in the halls of Albany. So please donate to the entire slate.
Thank you. That's what I tell my audience all the time.
Is it okay I did a donation plug? You know,
Well, no, of
actually
course.
everyone did it. Everyone did it, right?
No,
Okay.
of course.
Hey, it's very cold out there, so we just wanted to give you a NYC DSA hoodie.
Oh, wow. Hell yeah.
And hat. You don't have to put it on right now unless you want to. And
It's
a
dope.
Zoran.
This is fire.
Better New York City is possible. I think we did it though. Zoran for mayor.
Okay.
Much more in there.
I hope there's a beanie in there. No beanies.
We'll get you a clear beanie.
Okay. All right. This is sick. Whoa. This is so sick. No, it's all mine. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Democratic Socialist Soccer
League. We
League.
played against the Cuban delegation. We have a
Oh
whole weekend in New
wow,
York.
that's sick. Okay, thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, sir. We
All
really
right.
Appreciate this.
Okay.
Thanks, y'all.
Just a quick note for all the single issue voters out there. There's one issue that really matters in New York. It's Midtown magic. Midtown's not just the best place in New York, it's the best place in America, it's the best place in the world.
You're about to
15 years ago,
10,000 members.
Midtown was for everybody, it was for working class people.
We
Now
did
only the
so well.
oligarchs get to hang out in
We did
Midtown.
so well, and then he ruined.
Freeze the rent, tax the rich, bring back Mars 2112, bring back buybacks.
All right.
Covering the thing up, or
We're gonna
I got
peel
it.
out.
Awesome.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep streaming. We
So
have.
where are you watching the Super Bowl?
I'm not.
Oh, you're not at all?
I'm not watching
Hell
the
yeah.
Super Bowl.
You're not
Well, I'm gonna be streaming it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Counter-programming it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be counter-programming. I'm not gonna be watching the Super Bowl because the Bad Bunny is an immigrant, and I'm gonna be watching the Real America Super Bowl, Turning Point USA.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you were inviting Felix and Pablo
I am.
over to watch.
I am. Yeah.
Okay.
They're coming over to do
Super Bowl
that.
plans. I just figured I'd watch it with you guys, but if he's not really.
Yeah, I feel bad. I thought this would be more of like a
All of us.
conversational thing for everybody.
I know. That's
and
all
it didn't turn out to be that way, but it was really good. It was really
I
productive,
was
I
cool.
think.
I'm glad I came.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
Okay.
You did good.
Thank you.
Really? In spite of my
In spite of thinking it
My
would be really
unorth-
boring. And
unorthodox style of questioning.
I think it's good. I wish people like understood you're trying to set them up to like actually give. Like
I think
feel
they
like people,
understood that.
I know, but
Not my
like,
chat. My chat was super autistic the entire
Oh,
time.
really?
They were like, "What are you doing? Why are you? What the fuck are you doing?" Like they were freak. I would look at the
About
chat every
what?
now and then.
Like for what?
No, they were freaking out because they thought that I was like.
They don't understand sarcasm.
Yeah, they
You
were
don't,
like, "Oh,
even
how
though they
dare
watch
you make?"
Hasan
Yeah.
every day.
They were like, "How dare you make jokes?"
Oh, I see.
Okay, I'm gonna go incognito.
Yeah, let's
Hey,
do
also,
it. I'm
we
gonna
haven't
call
actually met.
it.
I'm Alex.
Okay,
Smith.
chat.
We have
You're going
friends and-
You're going to the dark place.
Yeah. Let me. I wanted a Zoran beanie. I never got one. I'll take a Claire Valdez one.
But I
You know?
live here. So.
Oh, we can Was that good? Were we too intense?
No, that was
fantastic.
perfect. You guys
Yeah.
were amazing.
Chad loved you, by the way.
I'm gonna be honest. Like I thought it was gonna be a little boring, but it wasn't. It wasn't at all.
Okay.
It was
No,
actually
it was,
very.
like, moving.
It was very good.
And by the way, like my day job is I work on Mahmoud's like legal team as an advocacy person. So I'm like in a bunch of chats with you.
Yeah.
But this was not on my radar. I didn't think we were
Yeah.
gonna see you today because we've been like talking about other.
Yeah, I'm seeing him tomorrow.
You all see them?
Yeah. At 7 p.m. I'm gonna see Mahmoud tomorrow. We're gonna be hanging out.
Well, I know that, but I didn't
Yeah. No, of course promoting
Thank you for coming through.
Of course.
Shall we?
Yeah. Yeah, we shall.
I'm just gonna.
For sure. Actually, I can't though. See, that would have gotten me. That would have gotten me. I'm not risking it.
Everyone warned me about election night. Yeah, he cornered me. He cornered me.
In the dark place now, chat.
No, he cornered me
This is what
at the fucking
happens.
election night party and the after party, and he's like, "Listen, we got a
Always
slate
be
of candidates."
closing, dude.
Yeah, and everyone after we talked, everyone was like, "Listen, he can be a little intense, but he's a really good organizer."
That's how it gets done.
But no, it is how it's done.
Yeah.
Usually pretty casual. That'll be a pretty intense moment of my life.
Yeah, I mean, election night victory.
Yeah, my man was wheeling and dealing at the election
He was
night
like, I
after
just took
party.
power. All right, Hasan, you're doing this.
Yeah.
And Zoran, you're doing that.
Apparently there is a beanie in the bag somewhere.
Oh, there is? Hell yeah.
I'm not sure.
I'm jealous of the Ian Huntley shirt. That's great.
Let's see. You want
Huntley, that's Huntley.
you want some
Yeah,
of this?
what do
You
I
want
get?
some of this drip? You get nothing. Okay, I don't give my workers anything. What are you, crazy? What am I, a socialist?
Labubu broke, so.
Oh yeah, the groundwork Labubu. It did break.
And then we are making new.
That's caucus. No caucuses.
Can I have one of these things?
Caucus Labubu.
Okay, well don't. Oh, I don't. Thank
They're all gonna be
you.
so big. I don't want to steal this because. Are you ever gonna wear Ian's shirt or can I steal it?
It's a large. You can take it.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
the only Labubu that we have. Yeah,
He's running in my district.
What do I
Oh
get?
really? Oh well, you're gonna.
I'll be wearing it while I'm
Anyway.
canvassing.
Oh yeah.
What is this?
It's a martyr.
Do they have safe passage through guidelines?
I want definitely the soccer
Yeah,
shirt.
the soccer shirt's cool.
I want the hat. These are so dope. Oh my god. Thank you so much, guys. Holy shit. And we got the DSA beanie. Let's go. Okay. Because I got this random beanie at a restaurant because it was so fucking
2X.
cold. I was with Noah.
2XL.
And I was like, I
this
might as
will
well.
fit you, unfortunately.
I'm shocked they're making 2XL.
NYC
for
DSA
DSA.
lifting chat. We can arrange a gym
2XL.
trip. We do
Oh
that
yeah,
for
that'd
folks
be
who come
great.
down.
I would love to do that.
Solitary,
I would
yeah.
love to do that. That'd
Dude,
be
you
awesome.
should have somebody who really needs fundraising, like just go to the gym with Hasan as like a fundraising outing.
Summer candidates forum could be working.
I
on that.
won't
Maybe we
attend
should
that
do videos.
Oh, you mean Zoran?
He's my friend.
Yeah, he's frail. Let's be real. Unfortunately, I think he's in remarkable shape as a walker. Yeah, he's. It's a different type of he's more cardio focused. It's fine.
Okay, Chad, you're going to the
All
dark
right.
place now.
Let's do it.